You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm easing into the new year. I'm taking it light. I'm taking it slow. I'm gonna just ease into the new year, figure out what the heck is going on today. So I'm trying to think again, what does Milwaukee need? Like what are we looking at for 2023? I see so many things that we talk about, but we seem to not ever want to talk about money. We never want to talk about the fact that the city is broke. Many of the people in the city are broke. But then I had somebody ask me the other day, what's the big deal about needing money in the city? Which I thought was kind of a strange question because evidently the person didn't understand or didn't know that money rules the world. Like, regardless of what you might think, regardless of how you might feel, money rules the world. And you have to set up your children to win. That means you have to win. That means you have to be able to step up, put food on the table, clothes on their backs, good education, pay your taxes, so that later they can do the same thing. But then growing up, I've heard people even recently say, why am I working so hard so I can leave all my stuff to somebody else? Why can't they work on their own stuff and I work on mine? Well, number one, that's ridiculous. And you have to look at the fact that you have to leave a legacy so that you can stop complaining about people that you perceive to be rich and famous and leaving their families money. They worked for it. So then we have to remember, why do I have to work so hard to leave a legacy? Well, I got 3 reasons why you need to work so hard. Well, actually, I have 4. Well, technically, I got 5. Number 1, it comes down to real estate. As long as you got somewhere to live that you own, you can always sell it for more and make more money. Number 2, you need investments. You can't just talk about you love Milwaukee, but yet not put any money into Milwaukee. You can't keep saying you support business but not pay money to businesses. It doesn't make any sense to me. We have to stop saying that. We have to stop believing that the city by osmosis is just going to pop up and all of a sudden be healthy, because it's not. Clearly, we've proven that some of the leadership here doesn't believe that. Clearly, we don't have people fighting. And I'll talk about the legal community later. We don't step up and fight for the things that we need to fight for in the city. You need real estate to leave a legacy, and you need investments to leave a legacy. But as I've said before, you also need insurance. You need to make sure that when you die, there's at least some money left to pay your bills off, and whoever is left can start fresh. At the very least, that should happen. But again, what do I keep hearing? I don't know if I want to leave anything for my family. They don't need them. I don't need, I can spend it all when I'm here. Well, yeah, you can. You won't have a legacy, but you will have spent on a lot of junk. And then your family will get taxed on it when you die. and then they won't have any money to pay the tax on it. And so they'll end up having to sell it. And they'll end up with nothing. But then there's a business. You got to start a business. Your side hustle is the way to leave a legacy, to give something to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, so that everybody wins. But for some reason, we don't do that. Well, if you look at the city of Milwaukee, those are the 4 areas that if the city doesn't take time to look at, if they don't get out of downtown and stop this idiotic mantra of where downtown goes, there goes the city, and recognize that you have to do downtown and the rest of the city, the city's going to die. In 2023 will be nothing but another year. And we'll look back. So if you want to leave a legacy, make sure 2 of those you excel at, either investing or owning real estate, insurance, business, something, but you need to excel in one of those to leave a legacy. Otherwise, you're wasting our time, you're wasting your family's time, you're wasting a lot of valuable energy on something that'll never come to pass. But there's one thing that you get, and there's one thing that the city gets that everybody is overlooking. There's one thing that everybody forgets about when they're thinking about everybody else in the family getting money from investments or money from the real estate or money from insurance or money from a business. There's one thing they forget about in that legacy piece. That's the same for the individual, the same for the family, and the same for the city of Milwaukee. What it gives you is the ability to be financially viable. Luckily for the city, for your family, and for you individually, the one thing you need more than anything to be financially viable is the one thing all 4 of those things will give you: longevity.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Tune in to The Truth on Saturday, December 31st at 9 a.m. for another episode